Hey, thank you for checking out another short devotion. We're continuing in our Peter the Padawan learner, which is basically a dude learning from the master. And today's title is I Love You 3000. And some of you already know what that means because you watch Marvel movies. And if you don't watch Marvel movies, you really should. They're good for you. And if you do watch them, then you know the whole I Love You 3000 is a reference to a quote between Tony Stark and his daughter. Now, you have to know Tony Stark's background. He's just a sarcastic, out of control, brilliant engineer, scientist, whatever you want to add to that. But he's a self-serving child who refuses to grow up. But things happen, life happens, and Tony is changing. He is wrestling with things like loyalty, responsibility, and believe it or not, not only does Tony Stark have a heart, but Tony Stark is developing a conscience. And um, all of this comes to a head and just totally completes Tony Stark's attitude adjustment when his daughter was born. This girl changed his heart, changed his attitude, and their love for each other was unique. Also, what was unique was the way they expressed their love to each other with the term I love you 3000. Now, there's nerds everywhere arguing over what the secret meaning behind that quote is, but no one really has any idea. It hadn't been revealed, hadn't been told. Most people think that it's just a random accidental quote from the actor's real life daughter that he used in the movie just to honor her. But that has nothing to do with why I brought up the whole I Love You 3000. This is why I brought that up. It's a story with Peter. Remember, we talked about the yeps and the nopes, and the whole Peter denying Jesus 3 times, and the whole Peter saying, I love you 3 times. And I want to continue with that because also in that yep story, I talked about God not only restores you for that relationship with Him in heaven forever, but He restores you to serve Him and glorify Him and honor Him right now. He shows His love not only to you, but through you. And this is really cool because you see that happening right here in this story. Because in the book of Acts, where all the believers are gathered in Jerusalem, the Holy Spirit shows up and just totally takes over their lives. Just a wild and exciting celebration of who God is and how God had revealed Himself to them. And during the same morning, Peter became the first to make a proclamation, to make a sermon, a speech. I know Peter, quick to speak, big surprise, but he is true to character. If nothing else, Peter is consistent. So, first one to speak, and during the speech, he explained who Jesus was. He explained what had recently happened. He went into details about whose fault it was, but he also talked about why it had to happen. And following Peter's sermon, the Bible reports that many got saved. Matter of fact, it made a point to list the exact number of salvations. Guess what? 3,000. And I thought that was really cool because it feels like Peter's restoration was still continuing. It feels like that when you step back, you see Peter failing 3 times, and then you see the redemption begin with Peter saying, I love you 3 times. But now you see that redemption or that restoration just expanding as Jesus responds to not only Peter saying, I love you 3 times, but now Jesus using Peter to make an eternal difference in the lives of many. Jesus showing love to Peter, Jesus showing love through Peter, and in response to Peter saying that he loves Jesus 3 times, now Jesus says, I love you 3,000, because you see him using Peter to not only have a good relationship with him, but to glorify him and honor him by being able to lead these 3,000 people to salvation. And so many times, God blesses us by allowing us to participate and be a part of his kingdom and be a part of his gospel and saving plan. What a cool reminder that Jesus' love is so much bigger than our sin. That Jesus' love is so much bigger than any of our mistakes. That Jesus' redemption is capable of not only helping us overcome what we've done wrong, but helping us overcome it exponentially. I think I'm using that word correctly. I hope I am, because you got Peter with the 3 nope, nope, nopes. And you got Peter with the 3 yep, yep, yeps. And then you got Jesus not only blessing him 10 times, not only blessing him 100 times, but blessing him 1,000 times. So when we fail, get back up. Confess to God, admit that you were wrong. Express your love and trust to Jesus, which is putting your faith in him. And watch him bless you 1,000 times greater than you could ever hope to deserve. Watch him tell you that he loves you. 3,000. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking this out. If you have something on your mind you want to talk about or pray about, please feel free to give us a call. See you soon.